Well, Kalle, we're here at press conference, KSI versus Swarms and versus Pienda. Firstly, I'm going to ask you, how have you got involved in this?
Oh, it's a long story, but make it short. Childhood friend of mine, Mams Taylor, the manager of KSI, came to me and said, look, we'd like to set something up. And I said, what a fight? And he said, no, we want to go and make it into a promotional business, but only in that space. I said, look, I only agree with this in that space. I don't like mixing cards. I don't like mixed cards. I believe in the boxing business and the crossover boxing business. And that's exactly what we're doing. You know, we're trying to bring in the way we do shows over the last 20, 30 years in professional boxing, but put that structure into place for crossover boxing.
Sure. I mean, what do you say to the critics, you know, that are against all this, you know, like YouTube boxing? It's a new era of boxing, if I'm totally honest.
I'm against it. But I'm against it when they're calling out, you know, Canelo in the next fight. I've been very public against it, and I haven't changed. I'm not turncoat. I'm not trying to make a few quid on an idea I don't even like. I love this though. It's novice boxing. By the way, it's novice boxing, which is sometimes great to watch. Anyway, so you've got two novices in there who are learning, making mistakes. You know, that's fun. That's fun to watch. The difference here is it's not, you know, someone from Finchley Boxing Club again who's had a couple of fights against someone from Repton Boxing Club who's had a couple of fights. They're superstars in their segments, so they bring a huge fan base with it. Sold out the O2, you know, so it's incredible.
It's effectively bringing new eyeballs to the sport of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, who would imagine the Zone pay-per-view card on Saturday night, sold out O2, and you've got, you know, people like KSI who are topping charts, launching energy drink labels around the world, and you know, like superstars, not Beatles, the Beatles of today, and they're boxing.
Well, listen,
you know, imagine John Lennon back in the day lacing them up. You know, would we watch? Of course we would. But it's a different segment, isn't it? With online, YouTube, social media platforms.
Listen, I was involved in the first KSI versus Joe Weller fight and the Logan Paul one, and it was insane. The amount of people. It was like you'd been in a coma for 20 years, come out, and then you got these superstars that no one knew, but it was like screaming kids like Elvis was in the building.
But, you know, it's expensive. I just spoke to Michael Buffer, who's in town to announce the fight. I mean, Michael Buffer, Let's Get Ready to Rumble, is synonymous with massive boxing. He's seen everything from Tyson, Holyfield, you name it, he's seen it. But at the same time, he's just said to me almost exactly the same story as you. He said there were people outside the building in Manchester banging on the doors to try and get in. Now, I've done some big fights, but I've never had 500 outside still trying to get in.
Mate, I was there with Buffer because I brought him over actually to do the MCing of it, and the reason he chose to do it was because he said, I want to actually see what all this is about, see what it is. He could not believe, like myself, we were sitting in the Lowry Hotel going, this is insane. Like, this is another world. But that can only be good for the sport of boxing.
Listen, my kids, 14, 21, they are so into this. They know more about it than me. And now they're starting to talk about other boxing as well. It's, for me, the best indicator. Normally, they'd probably be off starting to watch UFC, those dreaded three letters. No. We get them into boxing. I don't care how we get the young people into boxing, but this is a major tool for it. Major tool for it. You know, so it's. This isn't. You know, people say the purists will say, "Oh, well, you know, it's taking money out of sport." No, it's not. It's pushing money and eyeballs back into the sport. Sponsors don't pay for our demographic in boxing, 40 plus. They don't pay for it. If we get a younger demographic into boxing, the benefits from Finchley Boxing Club all the way up to Las Vegas will be massive. It's huge, so it's so important.
Yeah, you know, I spoke to KSI about, you know, where does he see the roadmap from here, like, say, 12 months' time? What's his ultimate goals? Obviously, he said Jake Paul, that was an obvious one. I said, no, move that aside. Real boxers, like, where do you see, would you like to win a title? What are the sort of real boxers? Tommy Fury was a name that he mentioned, but he also said, yeah, I would absolutely like to go in there and box real boxers, hence why he's chose the Mexican on Saturday night. He said, no YouTubers done that yet. They haven't boxed a real boxer yet. This kid's He's a live wire.
He's a live wire. He's athletic, but you know, there's a lot of live wire athletic YouTubers. The difference with him is he really takes it seriously. He trains twice a day. He has also different between a novice boxer and KSI is he has the financial means to train on a level, the levels that you don't have when you're starting up. You know,
Sure.
so he can go and do that. It's an advantage. Yeah, it's an advantage. People say, "Oh, that's unfair." Well, life's sometimes unfair. You know, and that's what he's got. That, so he can go off and perform. People saying, "Oh, well, he's on the road and he goes a couple of days in the gym." No, they go with him on tour.
Sure.
He trains on tour.
Sure.
It's dedication, and as you know, having won championship, you know, without dedication, skill, athletic ability, forget it. It's dedication.
Listen, Kalle, it's an intriguing night. Two fights in one night, not just one. After 3 years nearly out the ring, I'm looking forward to this, mate, like you are. And we've got commentary live and exclusive from 7 p.m. on talkSPORT 2, and then you can switch over at 9 p.m. and catch the main events on talkSPORT live and exclusive. Kalle?
Looking forward to it.
Can't wait, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely.